Welcome. It's the Matic. It's the illest bird in the land. Welcome back to Matic. What is going on? Let's thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing. Let's get into it. Today's new video is episode 2 of Ahsoka, Toil and Trouble. How this episode starts off, it's in an eerie fashion. We see Ahsoka kind of like in this setting, like a hospital setting. And I am right, where she's in a hospital setting, and who's at the hospital? Her student Sabine Wren. Sabine got injured in the last episode while fighting off Shin Hati, and she lost. She lost the map, she got stabbed, and she's in recovery mode right now. We see the relationship dynamic kind of come back together with Sabine Wren and also Ahsoka kind of bonding again. You know what I'm saying? Ahsoka was like, well, who else was there when the map got taken? And she mentions 2 droids. One droid she took out, the other droid she didn't take out. And I love the Ahsoka, with this show. It has like a detective vibe to it. She goes back to retrace the steps of where her student was. It seems like she's force sensitive because she's able to hear what took place within the environment. They haven't really explored that dynamic yet with Ahsoka, and I'm kind of like, y'all need to explore that. Explore it. I'm just saying, I like Star Wars, and I feel like that's kind of like the most missing thing about it. And I mean, she did it in the first episode. I'm like, are we gonna get an explanation on how she's force sensitive? But back to the review. So we see their relationship kind of build, and pretty much Ahsoka telling her student, no, you need to recover from this lightsaber wound. I'm gonna go to your place to see what's going on. And she did. I gotta say, the pacing for this episode was a lot better than the first episode. And I mean, it wasn't bad, the first episode, but I feel like you saw the villains, you saw the heroes, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of flowed a lot better to me. But let's talk about the villains. So we see Shin Hati and her master Baylan at this planet that looks like an ancient relic or a ruin. It's like a planet that looks like no one's really living there anymore. And we see Baylan put the actual map in this actual like ancient structure. But it seems like Baylan doesn't really know what this ancient structure. He's kind of confused, you know. And he tells his apprentice, Shin Hati, go contact Morgan the witch, because it seems like maybe she knows a little bit more about this planet, and that's what she does. Now, what I like about this episode with the not flashback, but just going back and forth with the scenes between the characters, is that we see Ahsoka go back to Sabine Wren's place. And she finds that some things that are going on within the place, she's able to feel the environment. And we see that. I love that she can sense what's going on within the environment. She's very sensitive to the Force. And then she goes into her actual place of living, and to find out that there's another droid there, she dismantles the droid with her actual lightsaber. And then she goes back to the hospital to have Sabine Wren to see where this droid came from and how it was manufactured. We know now that the New Republic is involved, the original Empire. So I like that this is kind of connecting to other Star Wars, you know what I'm saying, stuff related to this universe. So that does kind of help. And we see pretty much Sabine Wren pretty much figuring it out by like programming the actual droid, and she figures out that, hey, this is the New Republic. This is the place we need to go to figure out who's manufacturing it. So when Ahsoka gets to the New Republic, she's not really welcomed. I will say that she's not. And also, that these people are not really trying to help her. You know what I'm saying? Her, and also I forgot to mention Hera and her. So we see a little bit more of Hera kind of being like a next main character within this series. And we see them figure out that some of these people are still for the Empire. They may work for the New Republic, but they work for the Empire. But let me backtrack a bit. We see pretty much Shin Hati and pretty much Beilan make another plan. They know that pretty much Ahsoka is coming to the next place, the New Republic, and they send someone else. That, you know, I was kind of surprised. I was like, wow, he didn't send Shin Hati? He didn't send her? Nah. They send another Sith to go do the job. And with that being said, we see Ahsoka pretty much chase down what was going on with this other ship. But before she could do that, there is another Sith that's out there. He has like an Inquisitor look to him. I'm not going to lie. If you guys know, with Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Inquisitors had like a certain look to them. And he is skilled. I love the combat scene between Ahsoka and the Sith Knight. Sith Knight Inquisitor is what I'm calling them, all right? And the combat scene is dope. We see the droid there. We see Ahsoka not being able to stop the actual assassin droid going out to space, but Hera comes to her aid. I love seeing that in this episode. And Hera and Chopper, her actual droid. I love Chopper. Chopper is very animated compared to the Jedi droid. He's very sarcastic wittiness with them. And I love the dynamics between the two characters. They're like husband and wife, but just one's an android, one's an alien. But let's get back into the combat scene. I think the combat sequence between Ahsoka, the droid, versus her and the Sith Inquisitor Knight was well thought of. I love that she took out both her white lightsabers. And I love like how the Sith Inquisitor like, oh, you thought I just had one lightsaber? My man's did the Darth Maul. Another like thing came out and the man has the double lightsaber. I like that aspect of it. I like how they both took the droid out the way. They're like, what is he doing in our battle? We're mortal enemies. I don't need him. And they take him out and just say, you know what? We're going to do this together by fighting one another. And we see even Ahsoka fails. Like she literally fails. Pretty much she wasn't able to stop the Sith that was there. And what happens is he makes a diversion with smoke. And also I thought he was going to try to kill Ahsoka because he throws his double-wielded lightsaber. And we say Shin Hati rescue him. So let's talk about the next part of this episode. The next part of this episode, we see Sabine Wren wanting to become back a Jedi. After talking to the Jedi droid of her master, we see that she's ready to become back what she wants to be, a Jedi. And we see pretty much her, contacting her master. And we see her being her Mandalorian heritage right along with her Jedi heritage that she has. Sabine Wren go on an adventure with her actual master. So it seems like their relationship got patched up thanks to Hera and also the Jedi droid. I did like that aspect of it too. But let's talk about the ending. Oh my God. We see Beilan a little paranoid. He's not really feeling this whole wanting to help Morgan the witch like he should. He's got some doubt there, He is happy to hear that Thrawn is still alive, but the problem is he doesn't trust the witch quite a bit. And we also see Shin Hati look a little nervous. She's like, well, what happens if Thrawn comes back? There's going to be another war. We're going to be treated the way we're supposed to be treated as Sith. And we see there's a disconnect with the villains. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Shin Hati and Beilan, they trust one another. But Beilan is like, I don't trust her completely. And we see her at the end pretty much unveiling a bit more of the map, but also trying to gain the trust of the Jedi. Well, not Jedi, excuse me, the Sith. Because, but overall, I thought this episode was interesting. There was one scene that didn't quite make sense. What happened with the Sith Inquisitor Knight that he threw the lightsaber? He didn't kill anybody. I guess that was just a diversion. I gotta say the pacing was a little bit better this episode. I like that pretty much we have other male characters. I feel like this one doesn't have like a lot of male characters. Like I said, you got the droids pretty much, Chopper, and then you got the Jedi droid. And I mean, you have men character from here and there, but the women characters, I guess, are the strength of the show. But it's a blur living in the world, guys. You tell me in the comments, have you seen Ahsoka episode 2? Have a great day, guys.